Everybody, what's going on? Hope everybody's doing well this evening. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the 9450. As usual, I'm joined by Lolo and Kdot. And today we are diving headfirst into the madness of March. We got our Sweet 16 preview and our Elite 8 predictions. So let's get right into it. Lolo, how you doing today, man? What's going on?
I'm
Everything is
doing
all good. I see
well.
you with the
I'm doing
Lakers
well with
gear.
my Laker gear on. You feel me? I had to, you know, I always talk bad about them, so I wanted to kind of give them kudos for being on a 5 game winning streak. 2 games ago, they came back from 19 points with 7 minutes left in the game. So I thought that was incredible without LeBron James. So, yeah, I had to show them a little bit of support today, even though we talking about women hoops. I had to show my guys some support.
K-Dot, what's going on with you, brother?
Hey yo, what up? What it is? What's popping? Everything's good. Everything's good, man. I have been, kind of like really entrenched in a lot of things. Since we last spoke, I've been doing a lot of CBA stuff, a lot of NCAA stuff. So I'm happy to be a guest on the show and talk, hoops with my peoples.
Yeah, definitely. By the way, everybody, we are live on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter, YouTube. We everywhere right now. So please, if y'all want to ask y'all questions, we will definitely answer them in the chat. As for me, I'm doing all right. Man, I did mad cardio today, kind of over pushed it. So if my voice is subdued, I'm sore.
Shaky from cardio.
I'm sore. I'm in pain right now, man. You don't understand. Like, I was like, all right, I'm gonna challenge myself. You know what I'm saying? I was running 1 minute on, 1 minute off, and I kind of ran too far and stuff like that. So it was like, almost 3 miles of that, just nonstop running 1 minute, running back or whatever. So push myself. It was fun. I feel good, but I'm 41 years old, so I'm sore now. I got sore right after I stopped running.
Man, that's the worst. When the sore kicks in right after.
It's over. So, enjoy your last couple of years. Y'all 30-year-old people right here, enjoy it, because when you get to my age, it's going to hurt. Even thinking about working out hurts. Thinking about it hurts. But all right, let's not go on our tangent. As Lauren said right before we started, we're just going to talk about a couple of things today, and we're just going to get it started. We'll talk about Dyaisha Fair. Just giving her love. We haven't really seen a lot of people giving her flowers. Congratulations to her as she ends her career at Syracuse. Third-time all-time leading scorer NCAA history, 3,403 career points. Kdot, you know more about her than me. Talk about her, her impact to Syracuse and Buffalo as well. And what's your thoughts on her WNBA prospects?
Well, I mean, Dyaisha Fair, first off, congratulations on everything that you've accomplished in your collegiate career. Definitely want to, give you shout out. She, shouted us out a couple weeks ago when I created a story on Instagram for her and tagged her, and she gave us the thumbs up. So blessings to you. But Dyaisha Fair, what more to say about an incredible scorer? A couple days ago, I kind of went on Twitter and I said, man, she gives me Cappy Pondexter vibes. Just her will to walk you down one-on-one and give you a plethora of moves to get to her spots and just score the basketball at will. So she has been such an amazing player for Buffalo, and then obviously moving with Coach Jack to Syracuse and finishing her career off in Syracuse. I mean, it's been amazing. Of course, she's a Rochester, New York native, so shout out to Rochester. But Dyaisha Fair, I mean, for her to do what she's done at the size that she is, I know we always talk about kind of like what size is towards different leagues and all of that good stuff. But I mean, for her to do it at the size that she's done it, 32, 30, 300 points. I mean, that's incredible, So her prowess, on the offensive end is actually good, but I like kind of talking about her on the defensive end as well. Like, she's very underrated defensively, in my opinion. This year, according to Cerebral Sports, she, recorded a astounding 101 in defensive statistical impact. And obviously that means, as many blocks and steals as you can get compared to how many fouls you commit. And she was at 101 this year. And that's, again, the most underrated things. And it's definitely because, one, she's low to the earth, and she can get at you defensively. And maybe from a video, from a film standpoint, you probably didn't see a lot, and you obviously probably didn't see a lot of her, prior to Syracuse at Buffalo, but she was very, very feisty on the defensive end. So, just big shout out to the Dyaisha Fair, and hopefully from a prospect standpoint, we know how it is in the pros. They always think that size is something important. So I'm not sure exactly where she will fall. I do right now have her projected between the second and third round, and I just think that if she gets on a team, she's going to show that team, what she can do, and she hopefully, we'll see her make a roster. She's obviously a pro, in my opinion, but at the same time, again, politics always come into the light of things when we're talking about the draft. So hopefully, she finds a team, or a team finds her, that will complement her attributes, and she gets drafted.
What about you, Laura? What's your thoughts?
I agree. I think the most impressive thing to me was that, going into her freshman year at Buffalo, she wasn't even ranked in the 100 top players in the country. So you go from not really being ranked in high school to leaving your legacy as, one of the 3 top scorers in Division I women's college hoops. Like, that's incredible. Like, to me, at least, that's incredible. I think that people haven't really been talking about her because it took 5 years to get to this level. But I don't care if it took 6. I don't care if it takes 8. That's a hell of an accomplishment, especially from someone that wasn't really getting that many looks. Just can flat out put pressure on you on the defensive side. I think that's the main thing that stuck out to me when I was watching them play so far during the tournament. I didn't see a lot of her before the tournament started. So I'm a casual in regards to that. But, I just think that from the little bit of her that I saw, and I went back and watched some of her highlights and game film, I think she definitely belongs in the WNBA. I hope she just, like Kdot said, it has to be the right situation. But I definitely think she can flourish. I mean, everyone needs a guard that can score and distribute the ball.
Yeah, I agree. I think that that she's a very good talent. But it's just unfortunate, like you said, like size is at a premium now that the backcourt is getting taller, and that, hopefully they will see that she can actually, score that ball and everything, and hopefully a team will get her and stick. I think that she's just as good as a lot of these other prospects that's everybody has slotted ahead of her and everything. But, hopefully, she'll get in, do her thing, and have a nice long career. And if not, she's gonna make the bag overseas somewhere. So like she's gonna definitely be something. But I definitely think that she'll get at least drafted into the league and test the waters and everything. All right, let's move on now. All right, let's move on real quick, and not real quick, but let's really talk about what we really came here to talk about with the Sweet 16. Let's analyze these matchups from Albany to Portland, and also we're going to give our predictions on these games as well. But before we start, though, right, Kdot, we was both in Coach Yo's spaces earlier today. Shout outs to her, doing amazing things, amazing coach, amazing basketball mind, too. When she talks, I just listen. I ain't going to even lie. It's like when Lauren talk, I'm listening. You know what I'm saying? Like, so she was just dropping gem after gem after gem in there. So I really just want to just spend like a couple of minutes, not even like 5 minutes, just really want to talk about it, about how important the portal is, and like what she was saying about the importance of the portal, because you actually need these more experienced players to actually win championships now. You can't come in there with a like, let's just say like an elite Fab Five freshman and think that you're going to win a title. This is not happening. You know, remember she mentioned that Middle Tennessee State being Louisville because they was older, they was more experienced, they had players in the portal. LSU last year, you know, just by getting, you know, Angel Reese, another experienced college player, and them winning it all and everything like that. But she also said that the portal was kind of brutal because of the amount of kids in the portal, and that coaches, she even said it, she's not waiting for anyone. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, a lot of these players want to be coddled and everything like that. And she's just not giving it the time. This is not like a high school freshman coming in like, hey, we're going to give you the ticker tape parade and stuff like that. When you already been in school, it's like, all right, what we're going to do is a business now. So like, just like touch on that real quick and like talk about how important like that portal part was.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important to talk about what Coach Yo has been talking about, because we've been talking about it for a while now when it comes to the portal. And I do want to elaborate a little more on what the portal looks like and how things are like different compared to, you know, years before when you transfer and you have to sit out a year and things like that. But these coaches nowadays, they have to look at the portal like free agency. And that's really the biggest dynamic. And she's mentioned that on her spaces, where it isn't a 2-3 year plan anymore. Every year is a 1 year plan. Every year is a semester by semester plan where you're bringing someone in because you more than likely are going to have someone go out. And it could be a plethora of things. It could be, you know, playing time. It could be a better situation from a personal standpoint. It could be, you know, a family situation. Like, we just don't know. And now with the power that the student athlete has to actually exercise that right now, the coaches have to learn to adapt. And that's what she's done. And she's done a good job in the portal, especially in recent years, you know, getting Shakira Austin, getting Kennedy Todd Williams. She's done a great job with doing that, and she does now look at it from a year-to-year basis, and that's how you have to look at it nowadays. And like, I know that there's a lot of talk with the portal and all of that, but the biggest thing about the portal is, again, with these student athletes, with the emergence of NIL and all of this, is it still goes back to the common denominator. Like, go where you want it, go where you know that you're going to be able to succeed. And I think Coach Yo again has elaborated on that very eloquently, very intelligently. And she said she's in the portal now looking for 3-point shooting. That's what the criticism was for this team, this particular team. And it's a very constructive criticism, because they did have some good 3-point shooters, but they can have better 3-point shooters. So that's what she's going to go do. And that's, you know, more respect to her for understanding that and reading the room. So I think that's what she means when it comes to the portal. And, you know, again, we got to treat the portal and we have to treat the current landscape of college basketball, men or women, as free agency. And you have to go on a year-by-year basis. What do you think, Lolo?
I agree. I wasn't in the spaces, so I'm not 100% sure of everything that went on, but I agree. I always see varying views about the transfer portal. Like, some coaches think that it's hindering the game because, you know, if you are there 1 year, you know, I'm recruiting you heavily, you're there 1 year and I'm putting the program, you know, structuring the program around you. They don't know if they're going to leave the following year. So I get that sentiment, but I do agree that it's benefits to it. Kind of like what you said, like, as Coach Yo said, hey, you know, 3-point shooting was lacking this year. So I'm going to look in the portal and focus on what I need. So I think it's, you know, both sides to it. I like that the players have more autonomy to be able to, you know, freely move as they want, but I can see how it would be hard for coaches to kind of maintain a team. But then on the other hand, I can also see how it's good to go out and get exactly what you need as well. So I can see it both ways.
Yeah, yeah. The portal is definitely important, and like what Coach Yo said, kids, hey, listen, y'all better make that decision and make it quick because they ain't waiting for you. They ain't waiting for you at all. Listen, if you're not like what she said, if you're not, 4 or 5 star, basically, come on, make a decision. When they come, you better go. All right, so let's actually move on to these games now. We're going to start in order. We're going to go with the Albany 1 region, and that's starting off with number 3 Oregon State versus number 2 Notre Dame. And this one should be good. They got contrasting styles with Notre Dame being aggressive, playing fast pace, with versus Oregon State's deliberate, efficient approach. Though, what's your thoughts, Kdot, with this game right here?
So this is a very intriguing matchup to me. Obviously, with the contrasting styles, as you mentioned, there's always a common denominator, and the common denominator is, can you rebound? Everybody knows that when it comes to championships, offense sells tickets, defense wins games, rebounding wins championships. So I really want to see that. And with Notre Dame and how they were able to make the adjustment in their rebounding by gang rebounding and by using their guards to rebound, it's been very, very good to see, because even with the guards rebounding, they get to push their fast break a little bit more and much better as the season went along. And obviously with the talented freshman and Hannah Hidalgo, leading that charge, and that big 3 with her, Sonia Citron, and Maddie Westbeld, like, it's been just incredible basketball to watch. And for Oregon State, I do think that from their standpoint, shooting is going to be very, very important. I know that Notre Dame likes to run that matchup zone where it looks like they're literally playing one-on-one, man-to-man defense, but like they have certain spots on the floor where they control an area, and that gets confusing sometimes for teams. It definitely has worked wonders in the tournament as well as in the ACC tournament. But I think that their shooting is going to be pretty key in this game. If I think they can shoot close to, from an overall standpoint, if they can shoot close to 56% from the field, I think they'll have a great chance in winning this game, along with the rebounding that I mentioned. But again, with the contrasting styles that you mentioned, that, as well as how Oregon State defensively challenged the big 3 and forced them into uncomfortable situations offensively by using their defense, I think that'll be something to be a lookout for as well. So what do you think, Lauren?
Hold on before I start burning.
Yeah, I knew it. Hold on. Don't say nothing, Lauren. We're going to get to that. So okay. Everybody in the comments, just keep on leaving your comments down there. We're going to answer them towards the end of the show and stuff like that. That was funny. I seen it. So exactly. I know.
That's why I was back here laughing.
trying to stay on point. Like exactly. Come on. Yep. Exactly. Go ahead.
Like a thorn. Okay. I got you.
Exactly. Right. There you go.
All right. So, I think this will be a great game, actually. I really, really am high on Notre Dame because they just have Hannah Hidalgo. Like, they just been playing great. I feel like they have been clicking on all cylinders at the right time. They've been playing shorthanded all season. But at this point in the season, no one is really playing 8 to 9 players unless you're South Carolina, right? You shorten the bench. And, you go with the players that, are your best ones that throw out there. So I think that the main thing that Notre Dame needs to focus on is staying out of foul trouble. If they get into early foul trouble, it's going to be a long night for them. So I think they have to stay out of foul trouble. I think whoever defends better is going to win this game. Heading into the matchup, when Notre Dame averages 79 points per game, they are 27-4. And on versus when Oregon State, they're 25-1 when they score 61 points or more. So, like I said, I think it's going to come down to who gets more stops and who protects the ball more. As we all know, Hannah Hidalgo is a menace on the defensive end, and she's averaging I think the last time I checked, it was like 5 steals a game. So she has to protect the, they have to protect the ball so that she's not stealing it. And I also like Tamia Gardner from Oregon State. I think, she will help space the floor a little bit for them. She's shooting 40% from behind 3-point, and she won the 6th player of the year in the Pac-12. So I think that it'll be a good game for sure. I'm interested to see how, Oregon State handles the zone of Notre Dame. I think it'll be a good game though.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game too as well. Like you mentioned, Hannah Hidalgo, like she's like the driving force of this Notre Dame's offense. And on Oregon State side, we got Reagan Bears, who I am new to watching. I think I seen her last year. She's good. And Taylor Van Offen. I hope I said her name right, which I think I did. I just think that Oregon State, honestly, they're going to have a tough time containing Hannah, Sonia Centrone, Maddie Westbelt. I just think that the way that Notre Dame can play in the open court and in the half court too as well, like they're just going to cause a lot of trouble, in this game and stuff like that. So, all right, let's get to predictions real quick. All right, who y'all have winning this game? Oregon State is going to the Elite Eight, or is it Notre Dame? What we got? Kdot, what's going on? What we got?
I think Notre Dame is going to take this game for two reasons. Obviously, one, they have been playing tremendous basketball for the past month, and when you're playing really good basketball, there's a confidence level that just catapults. And when you're battle tested, as Notre Dame has been, and that's not to say that Oregon State hasn't been battle tested, because obviously they went through the gauntlet of the Pac-12. The Pac-12 was incredible this year.
Agreed.
So when you have, two programs, one program being as elite as Notre Dame has been, and shouts out to Coach Neil Ivey for an incredible job coaching this team this year. I think that they have a little more offensive firepower with the big three, and they can I believe that they can utilize their big three a little bit more than what Oregon State would be able to do with their two dynamic players in Reagan Beers and Val Offen. So I do have Notre Dame the slight edge. I think is going to be 2 or 3 stops with like 3 minutes to go in the game that takes it over the top for them.
I agree. I think it's going to come down to the wire, at least into the fourth quarter. It'll be close. I'm not going to bet against Hannah. I'm just not. So I'm going Notre Dame as well. And I think we see a big game from her, because the first 2 games, she wasn't scoring a lot. She was getting her teammates involved. She was, letting Sonia Citron score a few buckets, and also spreading it to Maddie Westbelt. But I think she is more aggressive this game in regards to scoring. And I think she just shows the world why she deserves to be on the All-American or Player of the Year, list. They left her out. And so I think it's a statement game for her this game. I'm going with Notre Dame.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make a deep dive into who's going to win this game. I just think that Notre Dame is just better. I think that Oregon State, yeah, they have a solid team too as well, but I just feel like Notre Dame just has a little bit more. And you win. Me and Kdot, we talk about this all the time. You need good point guards to win championships, and Oregon State don't have Hannah Hidalgo, and I just feel like Hannah's she's just so dynamic. The way she can create offense with herself, either just by having a ball in her hands or just taking the ball from you. I just feel like she just caused so much havoc. So when you got somebody that can score 24, 25 points per game, but in the midst of those points, 7, 8 of them is off of just her defense alone, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like Oregon State just doesn't have it. Let's move on to the next game, which is number 4 Indiana versus number 1 South Carolina. Yeah, this is just going to be a challenging matchup for Indiana. I just don't see it. Camila Cardoso, Fawali, Raven Johnson, Tessa, Ashley. You can just go on and on. They just better than them just across the board, to be honest. Like, we really literally just don't really have to go too far in, but just for fans' sake, we got a lot of people in this live right now. We will. I did see a post, Kdot, and I think y'all seen it too, when somebody was like, they was looking up the matchup advantages, and they said that Indiana has the advantage at the point guard spot. And I'm like, where? Kdot, where? I'm looking too, Kdot. Look, I'm over here with it. I'm looking underneath the table. I don't know. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. South Carolina is just too elite, to be honest, man. We've seen what they just did to North Carolina. They had more bench points than North Carolina had team points. You know what I'm saying? They're just rolling right now. And I just feel like I feel exactly what Kdot Face is feeling right now. Exactly. Like, what? Crazy. Hold on, I'm gonna look for it again. I'm gonna look for that again. Where that matchup?
I know exactly what tweet you're talking about. I know. I saw it too, and I didn't even comment. I'm like, okay.
See, and this is what I hate, man. You know what I mean? And first of all, they got 9450 too. They're not affiliated with us. They're just 9450
Right.
WBB. I'm calling them out. You know what I'm saying? Yo, y'all gotta stop following these people, yo. Stop it. Because they just make these asinine things so they can get engagement. And I just feel bad that we actually talking about it, but we had to though. I had to, because it was just weird to see that. Like, Indiana is going to be overmatched, and I know Indiana's tough, and it's tough that I feel like sometimes I'm an Indiana native because I lived there like most of my life, not most of my life, but like 13 years of my life. I'm in Indianapolis, so I just feel like Indiana just doesn't have enough, to be honest. And they can't shoot that well, and then South Carolina's defense is crazy. It's crazy. So listen, Lauren, go ahead. What's your thoughts, man?
I mean, I'm with you. It's really not much to say. I mean, if you have two functioning eyes and watch women's basketball, you know that South Carolina is head and shoulders above every other team in the nation. They're shooting 49% from the field and 39% from 3-point range. I think Indiana's best way of scoring is getting in the post, and they're not going to be able to do that because you have 6'7" Cardoso just waiting there. The best part about South Carolina is even when they go to the bench, they're still stacked. So it's not even like you get a break from the starters. No, you're still getting dogged because you have so many elite players that are coming off of the bench. Basically the first 5 that come off the bench can go anywhere else in the country and probably start. That's how elite these players are. I
got a question, and I didn't mean to cut you. I want you to finish. I got a question. Was Fawali like player of the year or something like that in high school?
I'm not sure.
Miss Basketball in South Carolina, something like that?
She was Miss Basketball in South Carolina. I don't know if she finished. I don't know if she finished top 3 in Gatorade National Player of the Year. Speaking of which, shout out to Joyce Edwards, Gatorade National Player of the Year.
We'll get to, but you got Miss Basketball coming off your bench. Go ahead, Lauren.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Exactly. Like she's literally coming off your bench, averaging 20 like in the last 3 games, I believe. So, it's nothing that anyone can do. It's not you, Indiana. They're just too good, and they're going to continue to get better. The way that we literally used to watch UConn dominate, this is South Carolina's time. They're just going to get better and better and better, and y'all are going to be sick and sick and sick. South Carolina is demolishing them. They'll probably win by 40.
Yeah. Damn. So we don't even have to do a prediction because we already know who's going to win this game. So we're just going to move on to the to the next ones. Let's go to the Portland 4 region. That's NC State versus Stanford. Sanaya Rivers. I forgot how to say her first name. Isaiah James and Zoe Brooks. Them like Notre Dame. They can score and control tempo. Stanford. We know what Stanford is. Very good in the half court. You got Cameron Brink back there, who's a scorer on the offensive end, great defensive player too as well, rebounder and everything. Kiki Irafin, the next Asia Wilson. I'm saying it now. how she plays, minutes she plays, she don't really get a lot of turnovers. She's very efficient. The matchup really is, can NC State stop the interior pretty much? And can they stay in offensively on their end and everything? Lolo, set us off.
I mean, I agree. I think that Stanford has a better front court, clearly, with Cameron and Kiki. I think that the main thing for them is Cameron Brink has to stay out of foul trouble. Like,
Yes,
she has to stay out of foul trouble. I think that's, to me, that's one of the main keys of the game. One of the things that people have been saying all season, or people have noticed all season, is that Stanford's guard play isn't that great. They have a great front court, but their guard play isn't that great. Whereas North Carolina State, NC State, they have great guard play. So it's like, in the paint, you can score all you want, but on the other end, you're not going to really be able to stop the guards either. And with the guards being able to dribble and penetrate to the lane, it's going to put more pressure on someone that is already foul prone in Cameron Brink. So I think that once Rivers and Zoe Brooks get past their first defender, Cameron Brink is waiting there, and she can't, she doesn't know how to defend without fouling. So I think it'll be a good game. I think that Stanford really gave it all in their last game against Iowa State. So, even when you look at NC State, they have 5 players averaging double digits. They are a fairly deep team, shooting 42% from the field this year. I think the thing is, their guards can shoot fairly well. So we already know that they can penetrate and get to the cup at will. So if they're able to do that, and then if they're able to knock down a few shots, it's going to be a long night for Stanford. What you got, Kdot?
So the biggest thing in this matchup is the chess match between Tara Vanderveer and Westmore. Tara Vanderveer obviously has the advantage from a chess match standpoint, and I'm just saying that because we've seen history in NC State where they haven't been able to control a lot of the leads that they've had, but when they do control the leads that they have, they are very, very good. I do believe that they have the roster to compete with Stanford. My only concern with NC State is, can Westmore have the ability to sustain the strategy and not go away from the strategy when Stanford goes on a huge run, if they go on a huge run, whether they're up or down? That's my only concern. Now, I do believe that River Baldwin and Mimi Collins, even though they will be less than the dynamic of Cameron Brink and Kiki Iriafen, I do think that they can hold their own, because Mimi Collins, she's not a slouch. River Baldwin, she's not a slouch as well. So again, I think this goes back to what Lauren was saying from a standpoint: can Cameron Brink stay on the floor? Yeah. If she can stay on the floor, obviously, I think Stanford has a very great chance and a good opportunity to come out victorious. But also, we talk about the guards: Zoe Brooks, Isaiah James, and Sanaya Rivers. Those are some really, really good guards. And can Lopolo withstand it? Can Hannah Jump withstand it? Can Dimitri withstand those type of guards? We don't know. We'll see. But that's going to be the ultimate chess match. So I think that is going to be a very, very good game. But with those factors chiming in, I'm still kind of up in the air. I know we have to pick one, and I'm still kind of up in the air. But I'm gonna tell you this much: if we see another 41-16 from Kiki Iriafen, okay, let's see where it goes from there.
I agree, and Iriafen is special, man. That game that she had was amazing, and it just sucks. Remember, we was talking about this the other day, Kdot, how, and actually I was talking about it, Lauren, too. It just sucks how somebody like that, with those numbers she averaged over the season, was not talked about at all. Like, that is crazy. what she's doing right now, I think she's averaging almost 29.5. I know she's averaging over 10 rebounds so far in the tournament, efficient shooting and everything like that. Like, she's one of the most dynamic forwards I've seen come out of college basketball in some years with what she can do. And also, you see the workout videos. I didn't know she was that bouncy too. I think somebody better watch her head, man, because she's athletic as hell. They don't. I don't think that. What am I saying? I don't think NC State has. I mean, I get it. Those players you named, Kdot, definitely they're not slouches in any shape or form. But I just feel like Ariafen is just like a different type of dynamic of player. That's going to get you those points. That's going to grab those boards. That's going to block them shots. Just always making the right play. You can't leave her open with the mid range. She's knocking that down easy. She's really, really good. And I just feel like that NC State don't really have the. I don't know, man. I don't know. But to predict, I will say it's tough, man. This is actually going to be a tough game, Kdot. It's going to be a tough game right here. You're right. It's not that easy to predict. Maybe we should just throw it all on Lauren. You know what I'm saying?
I'll predict. I'm going NC State.
Wow, really?
Yep.
All right.
Cameron Brink is going to be in foul trouble, so she'll be on the bench. And Kiki's not scoring 41 points again.
Hey, no, but
am I going to regret saying this?
No, but I like the I like the analysis there. And again, like I said, it's going to be a chess match because I've personally had concerns with Wes Moore and how he's responded to certain runs. And again, this is historical. These are like historical things that we've seen with Wes Moore. So as long as North Carolina State can withstand the runs, yes, I know for sure that they can win this game because we've seen Stanford, right? We've seen them, and we've seen them against Iowa State, and Iowa State is a tremendous team, and they had trouble with the point guard. They had trouble. Emily Ryan was incredible in that game. So when you have a combination of Zoe Brooks who can do, if not better than what Emily Ryan did, when you have an Isaiah James, when she's hot, she can do what Addie Brown did, right? But then they have an X factor, and that's Sanaya Rivers. Who's guarding Sanaya Rivers? That's a mismatch every time. Every time there's a mismatch there. And if she has an incredible game, I mean, it's curtains for Stanford, in my opinion. So I think I did all of that to say that I think that North Carolina State can pull this off.
I want to just throw a caveat in there. I think that if it's close down the stretch and it comes down to X's and O's, I'm going Tar, man. If it's close, like if it's like the last shot and they have a chance to win the game, I'm going with Stanford. But outside of that, I'm definitely NC State. I think that they can get it done.
All right, so that's NC State moving on to the Elite Eight. Let's move on to our next matchup, which is Gonzaga versus Texas. Two dynamic offices going against each other. Both can shoot. Madison Booker on Texas, Aaliyah Moore on Texas as well. This is going to be a fun matchup right here because also Gonzaga is playing close to home. You know what I mean? So right there, that matters. That matters. But I think that's whoever plays defense the best is going to win this one. Both these teams is really not known as defensive stoppers and everything, but it's just going to come down who wants it more on the defensive end. And that's just basically it for me. Looking at Madison Booker throughout the week, Kdot's trying not to laugh. Go ahead, Kdot. Crack the smile, man. There you go. we back. Kdot be trying to be so professional all the time and stuff. Like, come on, man. No, but Madison Booker, like, Kdot put me on to her, and I really had to watch her these last couple of days, and she's dope. Like, she's really dope. She is really dope. And first, I didn't know that she was actually a small forward coming in, and now she's playing point guard because of Roy Harmon's injury. Man, I just think that even going towards, as she progresses in her basketball career, going towards the pros, this season right here is so big for her development as a basketball player because, man, she's going to be something else when she gets to that level because now as she goes play her natural position, it's going to be curtains. But I just love what she brings to the table. She's tough. She got a nice little floater. Like, she's just really good at what she do. And you know, it's going to be tough to see what Gonzaga is going to bring, man. But like I said, it's going to come down to the best defense. What you got, Lo?
No, I agree. I think both teams can flat out score the ball. Gonzaga is the best 3-point shooting team in the nation at 40.1% and has 4 players who can shoot 40% or better from that range. So we already know on the Texas side, we know what Madison, Booker can do as well. So I think that, like you said, DA, it's going to come down to defense, who gets the most stops, who protects the ball the most. But just something that I was reading over the weekend was that, Texas has been dominating the boards within the first 2 games of the tournament. They rebounded its first 2 tournament opponents 89-42. So like we've been saying, the team that plays defense, rebounds the ball, and protects the ball will win. I think that because of how well they've been rebounding right now, on top of the way that they can flat out shoot the ball, I think that it'll be a good matchup as well. I'll give you my prediction after Kdot is done because I'm jumping ahead of myself.
So a lot of folks, and this is where I get into my bag of like understanding what being a basketball player is, right? I think that from the standpoint that Lauren just mentioned, Texas is an incredibly good rebounding team. And I spoke with DA the other day about Madison Booker, and I told him that Madison Booker, just like, you know how in 2K, like you got VC coins and like you can open up a new attribute.
Yeah.
Like Madison Booker has opened up a new attribute at the point guard position that she's like, oh my God, like, is this going to be something that I can utilize for the rest of my career, whether it be at Texas or whether she decides to train? Like, it doesn't matter. She's opened up a new attribute, and Vic Schaefer has kind of used that to his advantage the rest of the way since Rory Harmon went down. And mind you, they were good, really good when Rory Harmon was in the lineup. So for her to open up that attribute, sitting at 6'1", playing the point guard position, now she can make plays and get to her spots because there's a matchup problem each time she gets the ball. So her biggest attribute is getting. She likes getting to the elbow/nail position and pulling up for that nice jump shot that she has. So, I mean, that's obviously something that's incredibly, great for her from a talent standpoint. But I think that Texas as a whole, for them to be such a great rebounding team, and of course Vic Schaefer always preaches defense. I think defensively, the biggest thing that they have to do is stop the 3-point shooting of Gonzaga, as Lauren mentioned, shooting plus 44% from 3-point range. I think that if they look at that Portland championship game, I think they'll be able to have some type of advantage watching that. And I do believe that Texas can come out of this, but Gonzaga is a really, really good team. I think they're very disciplined. So as long as they can keep that philosophy going, they may be able to pull it off. But I think with the firepower that Texas have, I think that it might be a little bit too much for Gonzaga.
Yeah. So what's the predictions? We're going with Texas, right? I feel like that's the vibes right there. We're gonna go with Texas and everything. Yeah. All right, let's move on. We got LSU versus UCLA, which might be the game of the Sweet 16. Yo, but listen, shout outs to the Pac-12. They got 5 teams in here right now in the Sweet 16. 5 teams in the Sweet 16. They're going out with a bang. And remember when we were supposed to
Pac-12 the best conference this year or what?
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. We shall see. Let's see how this game goes. You know, like this is the game like everybody's been wanting to see, as we see in the comments from Vernon. Shout outs to you, thank you. Oh, arguably I was wrong one, but there you go. This is the game. But shout outs to the Pac-12 though, and shout outs to Sidney Brunson, man. Hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? Fan of the program and everything like that. But like what the Pac-12 has done, you know, in their last season has really been great. And the proof is in the pudding. Like this conference actually shouldn't be breaking up like this. Whatever they got going on in football is just wow. It's just a money thing. And, you know, a great league that's been around for so long is breaking up. You know what I mean? So, but that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother podcast. But we got the defending champions, man. Number 3 LSU, you know, who's playing a UCLA team that got the talent, depth. You know, it's going to be a great matchup. And if we look at the key players, LSU is going to rely on their player of the year, which is Angel Reese. And also they have, I was going to say Haley Van Lith for jokes, but I'm not going to do that. Anissa Morrow, you know, Big Four, Flajay Johnson and everything. Like this game is going to be a quite interesting game. Now, having saying all of that, Angel Reese, listen, you got to step up. You've been playing like shit offensively. Your motor has been good on the rebounds and on the defensive end, but offensively, you've been playing like shit. We need you to step it up. You know, listen, we love you. That's why we will criticize you every time we can, because we actually love the way you play the basketball game. Your potential is really great, but you have to come on. You can't get away with these type of games now as you get deeper into the tournament. You can't get away with these poor offensive performances. You gotta be better, you know, or just become the third player, the third option, and then let Anissa be the one, and then let Flajay be the two. They've both been playing elite basketball and everything, but the experience versus UCLA, the experience of LSU versus UCLA being a deep team is going to be very, very compelling. And also coaching matters too. Now, a lot of people don't like Kim Mulkey, but she is still a great coach. You know what I'm saying? She's still a great coach. She can still coach her hind parts off and everything. So this is going to be a fun game. We see Vernon said that UCLA should win by 6. That's interesting. Okay. You know, Kdot, what's your thoughts about this game?
So this is going to come off as incredibly brash and incredibly cliche from a national media standpoint. And I apologize in advance for all of our listeners. You guys know how well I am and well-versed I am in this particular field. But the question for me is, and for UCLA and Coach Corey Close is, with LSU in the fold, can the bully get bullied? And what I mean by that is we know that LSU is predicated off of their tough defense and rebounding. We know this. Flajay Johnson, an incredible defender. We have Angel Reese, an incredible rebounder. We have Anissa Morrow, an incredible rebounder, and on the offensive end, incredibly aggressive in getting to her spots and drawing fouls. The same with Angel Reese. She knows how to get herself in a position to either go up for a layup, miss the layup, grab the offensive rebound, and draw fouls. We know this. And the question for UCLA is, can you withstand that, and can you outplay the way that LSU plays? And I'm not saying for UCLA to do that. That's not the strategy to do it. But the question is, when you have that coming in front of you, can you be able to hold on and withstand that? And I do believe that they can. And again, we go back to the guards, Charisma Osborne, Kiki Rice, and Jaquez. I think that they are elite enough to withstand the defensive guard play of Flajay Johnson, because guess what? Flajay can't guard all 3 of them. She has to pick one. She can't guard all 3 of them. We know Haley Van Lith can't guard a cone. So, and that's just being straight up. Lastia Poa, she's actually the better guard to be. Actually, I think Lastia Poa should be starting. Because she, from a defensive perspective and from a offensive flow, getting into an offense perspective, is a little bit better than what Haley Van Lith has been doing in this actual tournament. So I think that's a strategy that Coach Kim Mulkey should look at. I know she's probably not going to look at it, but I think that's what it's going to come down to for UCLA to win this game, and I think that they have it. Will Angel Reese get in foul trouble because Lauren Betts is too big for her? Angel Reese is 6'3", Lauren Betts is 6'6", and Lauren Betts have moves. Lauren Betts can, when she gets you down on the block and have you sealed, it's pretty much a wrap from that standpoint. So what's going to be the help side look on that? Will Anissa Morrow be the help side person? Will you see a double team from the weak side when Lauren Betts gets the ball? Once she takes the dribble, is the double team coming? Or once she gets the ball, is the double team coming? Those are going to be the strategies and the chess pieces that you're going to have to pretty much move from that standpoint if you're LSU from a defensive standpoint. And we haven't even talked about Michaela Williams yet. What Michaela Williams are we going to see? Are we going to see the 3 for 20 Michaela Williams? Or are we going to see the efficient, 7 for 11 Michaela Williams, and her offense is good enough to get her going defensively? So it's all those type of scenarios. And then again, we have Kiki Rice and Charisma Osborne. Charisma Osborne, obviously the veteran here, and Kiki Rice, an incredible guard. Like, can you stop them? That's going to be the question. So again, can the bully get bullied?
No, I agree. You made actually all the points that I was going to say, but you made great points. I think it is going to come down to the guard play as well. Can LSU get stopped? Like you said, 4 can't defend everybody. Haley's going to be out there getting torched. Like, she's not going to be able to stay in front. So what is help side going to do? And I think this is a big game for Angel Reese. She, like DA said, she has been playing god awful against Rice, a team that I don't even know where the hell they're from. She shot. I didn't say
that. I said she was playing like shit.
Okay, well, I would say awful. I would say awful.
No, like shit. Like shit is right. Let's just be honest.
So, like I was saying, like Rice don't even know where that team is from, what conference they're playing. Okay, well, doesn't matter. She should not be 1 for 7 against a team that nobody knows. Like, this is come on, man. It's ridiculous. Like, it's really ridiculous at this point. I'm starting to see who Angel really is. She's a free throw merchant. That's what she is. I'm starting to see it because the footwork is some days she can do something, some days she can't. So unless she's like deep in the post and seals her player and just can put it back up, or if she gets the offensive rebound and put it back up, her offensive bag is non-existent. Like, it's non-existent. And so people often say, we're hard on her, but it's just like, you can't do as much yapping as you do when your offensive game is not like that. Like, you're not really like what you think you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not all that you think you are. I love her on the defensive end. She's always active, moves her feet pretty well. And maybe one of y'all can answer this question for me. Why are they having her, when she's rebounding the ball now, why are they having her run the break? Because when she goes out in transition, she gets the ball, she's dribbling down, she just stops and then looks for a guard because you have no moves to take them off the dribble to go straight to the basket. Like, so I don't understand the point of that. I don't know. I think if LSU decides to play through Anissa Morrow, they have a chance at winning. I think that it's hard to stop her, and she usually gets going in the first half, and then they just completely go away from her. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I've never seen that. Like, a player plays well, and then you just keep going away from them because you're trying to force it to play through Angel, who can't buy a bucket. Like, so anyway.
And it's crazy how elite she is on offensive rebound and then still shooting like that. That's what's bugging me out. Yes. She gets multiple offensive rebounds, like 5 or 6 per game, and you should be able to at least convert on 60% of those right there. So,
well, the thing is, her game is I get the offensive rebound and I just flail my body so I can go to the free throw line. That's not happening and working in the WNBA. Like, it's not. Like, they're not calling these same fouls. So I hope she shuts me up. If she has a great game, it's still not going to change my stance because you've been asked the first 2 rounds. So I need to see consistency. Before I, step back away from my criticism about how she plays. And again, it's not on the defensive end. I love everything. I love her energy. I love her leadership, what she brings to the team. But you talk cash shit, you got to play better than what you've been playing.
So I might be able to answer
the
that
transition.
Question.
Okay.
Maybe Kim Mulkey thinks that she's Deborah Rodman. You remember Deborah Rodman from La Tech? She brought at times when Kim, I mean, we did the playback on the 83 national championship game. So maybe she thinks she's Deborah, but
I mean, like every time she gets it and she's going down the court, I'm like, why do they have the ball in her hands? Like, she's not going to do anything with it. Like, she's just, okay, I'm dribbling down. Oh, I'm getting to the free throw line. I can't shoot a midi, so that's not happening. My dribbling skills aren't that good to take her off the dribble and then actually finish and score. So it's like, I don't really see the benefit of her, like, bringing the ball in transition. Now, if you have like a Candace Parker from Tennessee, I get that. She has an offensive back. Angel Reese doesn't have that, I think play through Anissa Morrow, play through her, and play through Ford, because Ford been stepping up.
Absolutely.
Mean, she's the X factor, honestly. Like, she's been defending well and getting the bucket when it counts the most. Like, when they really need a bucket, she goes out and get them a bucket.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question about Ford? And I'm not making this comparison because they kind of like look alike a little bit to me. But I think Ford is starting to give me, with the brashness that she plays, like the confidence that she plays, like when she goes on the heater, like she can stay on the heater for a little bit. When she's playing good, she can play good for long stretches of a season and everything like that. Yo, is Ford giving y'all Khalil Copper, comparison?
You saying that because the wigs?
No, I don't know. I didn't say that.
You said she looked like her. No. They don't look alike. They dark skinned and both wear wigs.
No. I'm talking about the game. No.
Okay. Because you said she look alike. They look alike, and I'm like,
No. I didn't say that. Everybody. Yeah, y'all know who said that. I didn't say nothing about no wigs, man. That's crazy.
You said they look alike. They don't look alike.
Well, all right. Kind of like their play style. Like they both just remind. Like, she's just starting to remind me of her a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Not like Khalil Copper, like all-star finals MVP Khalil Copper, but just like, we got to move on to the next one, man. I'm not even doing it no more.
Hold on, wait. I'm going to answer the question to the comparison.
Man, that's crazy, yo. See, look, you wearing a wool. First of all, a wool hat in the house is wild. So
first of all, you can't use that joke against me because I gave you that joke. Be original.
So what?
Be original.
I was being original, but you said something about wigs.
Nope.
That's crazy, yo.
You are crazy, man. And I hope the wig wearers get you.
They can get me because I don't wear wigs. I don't have baby hair.
I'm talking about
no wigs.
I'm talking about being your comments. It's the Pod Hooper on Twitter, y'all.
No, it's not. It's Artest Effect. You want to get my name right?
My bad. All right, moving right along. Oh, we got to say who y'all think winning. Match your wigs.
There you go. See what you started?
Match your wigs is crazy.
That's crazy. All right, who we got, man, winning this thing, man? So I can. You know what? After all, I give the slight edge
to UCLA. I give the slight edge to UCLA. And the reason why I give the slight edge to UCLA is because of the Pac-12. I think, again, that the Pac-12 has been so good this year that, like, from a not saying from a physicality standpoint, let's get away from the physicality standpoint for a sec. I just think strategy, sometimes teams over strategize against very, very physical teams when it's just simple pass and cut basketball. A team that's overly aggressive is going to get hit on the back door. They're going to get hit on like crazy, like screen to screener, blind pig type actions. And I think that UCLA can do those type of actions against LSU because they are going to be incredibly aggressive on the defensive end, and they're going to kind of like overlook what's going on the back end, and they're just going to get torched. So
I agree.
I give the slight edge to UCLA if they can be very cerebral in their execution.
I was going to say
they have an answer for Lauren Betts.
That's interesting.
I don't think they really have an answer for her.
I agree.
I think Angel is a decent defender, but I don't think they have an answer for her.
Yeah, Angel struggles with, and it's funny because a lot of people that be, like I see a lot of Angel Reese content, and I'm looking at the comments. I'm like, y'all not watching the game.
They're not
watching the game. Like Angel Reese struggles with taller players, man. We see like Camila Cardoso just be like laughing at her or whatever. We even seen when they played against Middle Tennessee State, the girl, even though she fouled out, she was still giving Angel problems. The Russian, you know what I'm saying? And like Lauren Betts remember, she was the number one player in the nation. She's
not small. She's solid.
And she's not. Listen, her whole family like that. She got brothers like 7 feet. Yeah. They giants over there in the Betts house.
I also agree with Kdot in regards to strength of just like their schedule. I think that's going to come and bite them in the ass because everyone makes jokes about how LSU played church league teams and stuff like that. Whereas UCLA was, playing, in my opinion, in the best conference in terms of the Pac-12. So every night they're playing a stacked team. They're playing a team that gets out there and competes. Whereas LSU was playing teams that they were beating by 40 when they weren't even shooting well. You get what I'm saying? So I think that experience in regards to just playing tougher opponents will help out in this game.
So y'all both got UCLA?
Yeah.
I thought I was going to have LSU. I was about to say, like, even after saying all of that, I still feel like LSU, like, if the game is close, LSU can definitely win. They just have a lot of experience, and so that's what I was thinking. But, y'all win, majority win. So it's going to be UCLA going forward. All right, so let's move on to our next one. Another game that I want to see. Number 5, Colorado versus Caitlin and the Clarkineers. Caitlin and the Clarkineers, number 1 Iowa. I guess this is a rematch. They played in a Sweet 16, something like that. So it should be an intense matchup. They don't want to lose, and obviously everybody counting them out as far as Colorado versus Iowa. I seen Colorado's comments, whatever they said something about like wanting to send her home or whatever. Interesting. And Caitlin Clark, we don't really have to go too crazy about it. We know what Iowa is centered around Caitlin Clark. And then if they win, they can win if the rest of their players show up. Hannah Stuelke is one of my main X factors on the team and stuff. You got Marshall and everything. It's going to be an interesting matchup. And then Colorado, you got Sherrod, who's looking to continue her career extended because she's done after this year too as well. And it's just a lot of drama going around in this game and stuff like that, especially with Caitlin Clark's name, which we'll dive into a little bit more and everything. But like, what's your thoughts about this game, Lauren, that's coming up, Iowa versus Colorado?
I feel like I didn't really like what Colorado did in regards to opening their mouths about Caitlin Clark. And the reason why I don't like it is because you're poking the bear, right? Like, why? If that's how you feel, say it amongst your teammates, say it after the game, cool. But I feel like, why poke the bear before the game? Why? You're just setting yourself up for failure. I do think that one of the main things that West Virginia did that kind of threw Iowa off their game is they were very physical and pressured. They have a very physical and pressured defense against Iowa. So I'm assuming that Colorado is going to do the same thing because you can tell that it clearly bothered them. I think it's going to come down to, because Caitlin's going to get hers regardless. So it's going to come down to, can the others show up? And if they can show up, I think Iowa wins. If they cannot show up, I think I'm just jumping ahead clearly. If they cannot show up, I think Colorado has. I think they have a chance of a fighting chance. So, what you got, Kdot?
Yeah, I was all for Colorado until those comments. There's a game within the game, and psychologically, sometimes it's just better just to be quiet and let the game speak for itself. I look at the matchup. I rewatched that West Virginia Iowa game, and obviously the physicality did bother Iowa. And I've always been the person that says, let the star player go off, stop everybody else. So I think that's part of it for Colorado. One matchup that I like is the Hannah Stuelke versus Vonleh matchup. What is foul trouble going to look like? If Colorado gets into foul trouble early, you might as well hang it up. Iowa is going to win this game. And they play a very very short bench already on Colorado. And they did have some issues in the Kansas State game. Ayoka Lee ate early, and Hannah Stuelke could potentially do the same thing if Caitlin says, "Hey, first stanza, I'm looking for my teammates," and if she does it intentionally. So I think that from that standpoint, Iowa has come into a situation where they were extremely blessed to get past West Virginia, but they still have to go through Colorado. And even if they go past Colorado, they still have to go through a UCLA or an LSU team. The physicality just gets more and more intense as you go along. So I think that from that standpoint, again, if they withstand the physicality of Colorado, which Colorado is going to come out and defensively be extremely hands-on in this matchup. So I think that Iowa is going to do their thing.
It's funny you say you had Colorado before they made those comments, because I had them too. I had them too.
It's a game within the game. Like,
right.
You got,
you just come on, you gotta know better than that.
Yeah, just like if you're in a press conference, me personally, the game within the game is always complimenting the team that you're playing against, because to me that kind of softens the opponent up a little bit. They say, "Oh, well, they think that we that good." I mean, maybe we are that good.
That can backfire too.
It can very well backfire. It can very well backfire. Mm-hmm. But I always, so the probability of it backfiring to me, and because I've been through it, is very much less than when you're out there doing your gator chomp and saying that we're gonna do this, that, and the third, and you end up getting smacked. So
I used to get more angry when people used to be trying to do that complimentary stuff and try to be nice. I'm like, yo, listen, now you fraternizing with the patron right now, man. You can't do that, man.
Hey, you know it's a low percentage. Like you're the anomaly, and other folks are the anomaly. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell my friends, don't do that. When people be nice to you before a game, they're conning you, man. They doing that Michael Jordan thing, man. Going to take you off the stake and then drop 80 on you. Yo, get out of here. You're not doing that. No, that's the game within the game, man. That's the game within the game.
Hey, listen, Jay-Z once said it, and I agree with it as a basketball player. Never trust a grimy ass New Yorker. I tell you that right now. Because listen, like I do it too. I be doing the con thing. It's fun actually, because you're right. A lot of people will be like, oh yeah, soften them up, and then be like, yeah, all right, you're done. But obviously, I guess that we got Iowa moving on because of the comments, which I didn't agree with. I just felt like Caitlin Clark was just going to be her anyway. I just feel like, I just want Iowa to win, because I just hate the dumb conversation around Caitlin and stuff. It's just stupid. It bothers me. It's annoying.
If we win, it's going to be even more. Like what?
Yo, if Colorado wins. Before we move on, and I know you're talking about, but shout out to Jalen Sherrod. Like I love.
Facts.
Like I love Jalen Sherrod, love Vonleh, love Quay Miller. Like shout out to Colorado for real though.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, let's move on to the next one. which is Baylor versus USC, another good one right here, man. Listen, Juju, I'm the Lulu for Juju. That's the vibes right there, yo. She is amazing, man. And man, like I just love watching her play. She's so poised as a freshman. She's like a senior. She's one of the few. She probably, honestly, she's probably the only freshman right now, and maybe Hannah that can go to the W next month and be successful. Like for real, like Juju's that good, man. Like. I just have. I don't want to sound too much fanish because I ain't really watch a lot of Baylor this year, so I don't want to be like, this, that, and the other, or whatever. So I know that's Kdot right there, but like what Juju does, like that team, and also Mackenzie Forbes too. Number one, she been hooping, and I just think that I just think that USC is going to make a surprise this year. They actually surprised me. We didn't think that they was going to be this good. Like this good. We didn't see this. Okay, to be honest, right? I don't know. We didn't see this. We seen them. We knew who Juju was coming in, and I just thought that this roster wasn't going to be like this. They are number one seed, which is wild. So like shout outs to them to what they're doing over there, and also with Juju, what she's doing. Under immense pressure, playing at home, literally playing up the block where she's from, as well as the legacy of the school that is USC with all the amazing players that went there, So it's crazy. And I seen the interview with her and Cheryl Miller, the little clip, and like when she was talking about Cheryl Miller was like, "Yo, just go find your piece from everything" or whatever like that, and like that was crazy because you don't really see it on the players' faces, but what they're dealing with and everything like that. But you can tell like Juju like got her woosah on right there at that moment and everything. But I'm pulling for her, man. I ain't gonna even lie. So like honestly, I'm sorry, Baylor, but we can finish it on and talk about it. But you already know where I'm going with this one. Go ahead, Kdot. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's nothing really to talk about. Honestly, this is just a fan pick. I'm sorry. We're supposed to be professional. We're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Now, this is the fan pick. I'm not going against Juju Watkins. I'm not going against Mackenzie Forbes. I'm not going against the women of Troy. They are the women. Bring back the women of Troy. We've been talking about it all, and shout out to the women of Troy for making it to the Sweet 16 for the first time since Lisa Leslie and a freshman by the name of Tina Thompson. So shout out to the University of Southern California.
Shout out to Juju. I mean, it's we talk about her ad nauseum on this podcast, but she deserves all the flowers that she's getting because when you're the number one player in the country and you have all these expectations on you, like you said, USC hasn't really been good if we really keep it in a buck since then, right? Like good, like to this point. So for her to come in as a 17, 18-year-old kid and literally have the weight of the world on her shoulders in terms of staying home, choosing USC versus every other school that wanted her, because I'm sure every other school was knocking down her door. And for her to perform and have the immense amount of poise that she has is just incredible to see from a 17 or 18-year-old kid. Like it's just crazy to me. It almost kind of reminds me of like LeBron, but on a smaller level, right? He had all this pressure coming into the league and he exceeded all those expectations. Now, we don't know the end of Juju's story. However, we're here for the beginning and we see that so far she's exceeding my expectations because it's a transition coming from the high school game to the college game, the speed of the game, the physicality, the same as if you're going from college to the WNBA or overseas, any professional league. So for her to transition the way that she did and lead this team as a freshman the way that she did, I also want to shout out Coach G, because the team that they put around her with seniors and fifth-year players and stuff like that has helped her grow. And I think that you could see throughout the year, Juju would press a lot because she didn't trust her teammates. Now you can see that she's starting to trust them more because even on nights when she's not shooting as efficiently as we're used to seeing, she's dishing the ball and letting them, trusting that they're going to make the shots. And I think that Mackenzie Forbes, man, the last 3 games is average, dating back to the Big 12 championship game. The last 3 games average. Pac-12. Pac-12 game. She's been averaging 20 plus points. Hit 6 3-pointers last round. Like, she just been flat out hooping. Because initially Juju wasn't having a great shooting night, but Mackenzie has stepped up multiple times and has earned that trust. So I say all that long soliloquy to just say that I'm not going against Juju either.
And man, like it's just amazing watching her play and stuff. It's just amazing watching her play, and shout outs to her, also being on the Naismith list as well.
Absolutely.
And boop, 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 to the committee that didn't put Hannah Hidalgo on there, yo. What are y'all thinking? Y'all tripping, yo. Sorry.
Hold on. Put your knuckle back up in there real quick. It was looking looking a little ashy.
That was the gunpowder. That was the gunpowder right there, yo. That's crazy.
Look, Kdot peeped it too. I was like, hold on.
Listen, I peeped it too. That's what I said.
Hold on now, Casper. Pull that back.
Dude, that's crazy. That's great. You're right. You know what? My knuckles is kind of bad right now, yo. My bad. It's the gunpowder.
What was you rolling?
Nah. I'm not. Listen, I'm not a lotion type of guy, man. All right, I don't put none of that stuff on, man. I just go outside the way it is, man.
That's crazy.
It is what it is, man. I don't know. Like, we'll save that for the Artest effect. That's what we would do when I have my wine. I don't got my wine right now.
Then wear lotion. We can do a poll.
I need some. No. You know what it is about the lotion and stuff that I'll be trying to buy? It don't work on me. It don't work on me. I need some good recommendations, but yeah, I know you'll let me know.
I got a recommendation for you.
Anybody in the comments, recommend me some good lotion, man. Some good knuckle lotion. All right, so we got USC moving on. So we just got the last matchup, which is number 7 Duke versus number 3 UConn. Another good, fun game. Really excited about this one. Kdot, set us off. Go ahead, man. What's your thoughts about this one?
Man, shout out to Duke for doing what they did against Ohio State. I mean, obviously, like the game itself was an exciting game, but like when you have a team and Coach Kara Lawson, y'all kill me with the Martin Luther Kara. Like that's crazy.
Wait. Time out. Wait a minute. They call her Martin Luther Kara? I never knew that.
Yo, it is hilarious. Wherever it came from,
because she be giving those passionate speeches to her team.
Yo, it's incredible, right? So, but going back to the game. Duke walked down their opponent every time. They walk down their opponent like every time. And they've been doing such an incredible job. I mean, I know they wanted to get back with this Ohio State team, but like they are really, really tough half-court defensive team, like very, very tough to score on. They have length. This Duke team, the question is their offense going to show up? Like that's literally the only thing, because we know what UConn is. We know that Gino is going to play 6 players. Like we know this. We know that Paige Beckers is going to have the green light to shoot any shot that she can get off. We know that Aaliyah Edwards is going to do Aaliyah Edwards things, right? We know that KK Arnold has come into her own, and shout out to KK Arnold because like she was another freshman that maybe didn't get the attention that Malaysia got, that Hannah got, that Juju got, that Madison Booker got, obviously because of where she is, but she is still one of those, great freshmen that came, and even Michaela Williams. But KK is one of those great freshmen out of this class is incredible. So, I mean, with Duke, right? Again, defensively, we know what they're going to do. They're going to walk you down. They can be down 10 in the first quarter, and that's nothing. That means nothing to them. Yeah. And the question will be, will UConn be able to withstand the length of the half-court defense, and will Duke be able to score against UConn? Because UConn is great defensively as well. So I like the matchup. It's going to be to me, I think it's going to be a low scoring matchup. I think that it's going to be like a 55 to like 49 type game. So yeah, I mean, I don't know who I have winning out this just yet. I'm leaning towards UConn just because it's UConn, and like every time you go against Paige Becker, she humbles you seriously. So I think it's going to be a great matchup. And like I said, I'm just leaning a little bit more towards UConn. What do you think, Lauren?
I agree. The main thing is, I think for UConn is to also stay out of foul trouble since they play such a short bench because of injuries. So, staying out of foul trouble is number one. But I just think that UConn has so much offensive firepower with Paige. She's been incredible. So far in the tournament. Yeah, so far in the tournament, she's been averaging 30 and 10 rebounds a game. So she's been absolutely hooping. And, it might be a little tougher because Duke has a very good defense. However, like you said, Kdot, I think it just comes down, can Duke put the ball in the basket? They're not really offensively gifted as much as UConn is. So that's going to be the main thing. But best believe Kara Lawson, she's going to have them ready to go to war. She's going to have them ready to run through a wall. And so when you have a coach that you respect like that, anything can happen. Like you are going to go and, players that might only average 4 points a game might come out and have 15, 20 points. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you really believe, like when your coach is pumping you up like that, anything can happen. So I say all that to say that UConn is clicking at the right time. If we're dating back to the regular season, they're on an 11-game win streak. I think UConn is just too offensively gifted for Duke. So I'm going UConn.
Yeah, UConn just has a lot of the star power. Leah Edwards, Paige Beckers, Nika Mill, who's really good at steadying the offense and everything like that. But Duke, man, Duke has, they're great defensively. They got say Martin Luther Carr, a coach that can just light a fire under you and motivate you to go do great things and stuff. But, at the end of the day, I do agree with y'all with UConn probably moving forward. Just because Paige is just at the level that nobody else is going to be able to get. You know what I'm saying? And Paige is actually surprising me right now with this run. I'm like, maybe she should have just declared to go to the draft, but I understand why she didn't know. She want to come in even stronger. She want to have an healthy season and coming in there stronger and everything. So, but she's just been on a different level and everything. And yeah, shout outs to the, no, I ain't gonna say shout outs to the crew, but if we would have said Duke goes for the win, they would have been blasting us. Nah, but UConn is just too good, man. UConn is just, they're just too good. And I love Aaliyah Edwards' game too as well. Another one who just such a dynamic player as well in her own right. So yeah, I'll just say, UConn going forward. And that
shout out
would
to Greer, yo. Shout out to Greer in Jeanette, the resident UConn fans. I want to shout them out right quick. So peace and blessings to you guys.
So yeah, our Elite Eight is South Carolina versus Notre Dame, NC State versus Texas, UCLA versus Iowa, and USC versus UConn. That's an Elite Eight. That's crazy. But we're going.
That is an Elite Eight.
That's our rapid fire to predict the Elite Eight. That's going to be our rapid fire in this podcast. I was about to be like, maybe I might not have another time, but we need a rapid fire. We just need names and keep it moving. All right, let's move forward though and go back to Caitlin Clark because we got to talk about this buzz that came about earlier with Ice Cube. From the Big Three founder Ice Cube offering Caitlin Clark $5 million to play in the Big Three League. For those that don't know, Big Threes was a league for former NBA players playing 3-on-3 basketball, 10-game season and stuff. But like, what does this mean for women's basketball? Do you think it's a game changer, or is it just talk, whatever? And how does it impact the growth of women's basketball from just y'all paying and stuff? What you thinking, Kdot? I mean, let Lauren go first. Lauren, you get it.
Why, thank you.
Yeah.
I just think that the logistics don't work. I think that I wish Ice Cube would have just called a spade and simply said, "Hey, I'm a businessman. I'm looking to
Yeah.
cash out on the Caitlin Clark train." Like, I would have respected him more as a person than as a man. Like, you know, he mentioned he mentioned like, oh, well, this is an option so she doesn't have to play overseas, and that's incorrect. Like, that's incorrect because for multiple reasons. Number one, Caitlin Clark isn't playing overseas. She's gonna make so much money in endorsements, she doesn't have to go overseas. They go across the water because that's where they make all their money. She doesn't
Yeah.
do that because of the NIL deals that will turn into endorsements. She won't have to do that. That's number one. Number two, the big three is 8 to 10 games starting in June. The WNBA season is in June. So why are you presenting it as it's an option to go play, an alternative to go play overseas when it's actually during the WNBA season, a season that is made to push women's basketball forward, not just one player, like all the women that can hoop at a professional level.
Mhm.
And I guess my last point on it is just like, what the hell do you think Caitlin Clark is going to do against grown-ass men that played in the NBA? I don't care if they're 40 or 50 years old. What you think this skinny girl is going to do against grown men? Number one is 3-on-3, so they can't hide her on defense. Who is she defending?
Mhm.
She's not. It's no other women in the big three. So who is she defending? That's number one. Number two, men specifically, all of us have it, but men really have it when it comes to sports. That pride. They're not letting her score 1 point. Okay. Whoever is defending her, as soon as because they play half court, as soon as she gets that ball, they are strapping up. They're not letting her score. So what's the entertainment factor? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Like, for multiple reasons, they're not going to let her score because of pride, but also they're not going to let her score because they're getting paid $10,000 to $12,000 a game, where he's offering her $5 million. Like, you don't think that they are a little salty about that? Like, a girl that has never played at a professional level and she's getting $5 million, offer $5 million. Like, it's just cap. I just feel like just call it what it is. You don't give a shit about women's basketball at all. You're trying to cash in on the money cow. And I respect it if you're just honest about it. Like, stop beating around the bush and acting like you're trying to push women's sports forward. That's just the irritating part to me, as you can hear with my tone going higher and higher or deeper and deeper, whichever way, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's really all I got for it. I don't mind him making the offer because he's a businessman, right? Make the offer, but don't give me the bullshit answer about, oh yeah, I'm pushing the women's game forward. You don't care, because if you really did, you would have offered this same deal to other players. Asia Wilson is literally right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's other players that have carried the WNBA. Candace Parker is literally right there. If you really cared, Ice Cube, you know. But again, we're speaking about a man that was hyping the platinum plan. So that's a whole nother story. He's just an idiot. But okay, go ahead, Kdot.
Go ahead, Kdot.
Hey, I have nothing to say after that because Lauren has done a great job explaining exactly how I felt as well. Because you asked the question, like, what does this mean for, like,
Yeah.
basketball going forward? Like, it means nothing.
Nothing.
It means absolutely nothing. Like, it's clickbait. It's clickbait. That's exactly what it is. Like, we had a conversation about it. We talked about it all day yesterday on all kinds of platforms. Like, people in the comments talking about it. You got people saying, well, I like Caitlin Clark. I would like seeing her in the big three. Well, you know, you're misinformed. You have no idea how things work in this actual business. So, like, you can have an opinion. I'm not knocking you for it, but your opinion is your opinion. And this all means absolutely nothing. Like, if Q really wanted to be like that, then he really should have gotten into his little research bag like he did with Jerry Heller back in the day when something wasn't right. Like, you should have known something wasn't right about this announcement that you tried to do. Like, I mean, come on, let's let's call it what it is. Like,
yeah, I agree.
They're gonna try to say it got leaked. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that right there was like, yeah, that was bullshit. That shit didn't get leaked. You poured the cup over, my guy. You
How
didn't. You did
convenient
it
when the Sweet 16 starts this weekend. How convenient.
exactly. Yeah, I just call cap on it too as well. I feel like it just does nothing, honestly. You know, even that's crazy though. If it's true though, like if they offer her like a $5 million check, like what the hell? What that's crazy, man. If let's just say if that offer is for real though, like what will we do here?
If the offer for real, sit out the WNBA season.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna have to sit
get your
it out.
bag and then come back next year.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
like,
just
I would just literally check into the game, act like I'm hurt, and then check right back out.
Yeah, but you know what though? I do think that she would score though. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the big three has been dropping in NBA players over the last couple of years. They got just regular guys that play in the Drew League now and stuff.
Bro, they're not letting her touch the ball. Like these dudes are just regular dudes that have like jobs and shit during the regular season. I think Caitlin Clark will crack their ass. Like they got the guy they call a hezzy god and stuff like that. Now NBA players is gonna be more prideful on defense and stuff like that. But them other street ball dudes, like they're not that good. They're just there because of what they do on social media and everything like that. But dudes is not like that for real, you know. And they probably, you know, they'll see this. You're not like that. Let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? Y'all played on Ron's Drew League team and didn't do nothing. Come on, let's be honest. X versus X sports too as well. So let's just be honest. But I do think that she'll score though. You know what I'm saying? I don't
But
think she'll get a bucket at all.
I think that the deal is just for this type of stuff. You know what I mean? We got almost 200 people in here. So almost 200 people is listening to us talk about this now. Just some attention type of thing or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, honestly, I really didn't want to talk about it, but we had to or whatever, just for the sake of whatever. But yeah, I just think that is bullshit. It's a disservice. You could have just actually took that $5 million, right? And then just gave 2.5 million, maybe 150, 175, you know, to divvy it up to certain plays if you want to start your own women's big version of the big three. You know, I think actually, if we're being honest, you should have did this shit in 2025 with the lockout is coming, because the lockout is coming. Then you give out the millions of dollars or whatever, so you can have a league during the lockout season part of it or whatever like that. You know, that's another one, because that's happening or whatever. But nah, it's a non-issue or whatever. Ice Cube just, you know, another one of them loud and wrong type of dudes. You know what I'm saying? They just don't know really what they're talking about when it comes to basketball, women's basketball, whatever. But let's move on to our final one of our final subjects with the Golden State Warriors. WNBA team got 5,000 season tickets already sold for a team that doesn't even have like a jersey yet. Or, you know, like that's the real question about this right here. Like the popularity of women's basketball. Like, what is this saying with this new expansion and everything? And also, like, who are we drafting in 2025 to the Golden State Warriors WNBA team? They don't even have a name, so we got to say that. What's going on? Go ahead, Lauren, start us off.
I mean, I don't really have much to say about it. I think that I'm excited because that's amazing, especially like you said, for a team that doesn't have a name, for a team that isn't even playing this upcoming year. I think just kind of echoing what you said, it just shows like the growth of women's basketball, and it just shows that clearly the viewership numbers are up, as we can see by the data. But I mean, I really don't have much to say about it. I think that other teams should be a little bit nervous because, you know, they can probably pull a few players away from the 12 teams that are already out. So I think it's great for the league in general and just women's basketball in general. So yeah, that's all I got. What you got, Kdot?
Yeah, I agree. It's great. It's great for the league. It's great for the city of the Bay Area. I think that if I want to just go and jump across the board and say, you know, who I would pick, depending on where they fall in the draft, if they do have a draft in 2025, obviously, if they have the number 1 overall pick, I think I'm gonna go Paige Beckers there. So, I mean, the star power, the appeal, I mean, it's a no brainer there. But yeah, it's very good for Golden State. It's very good for the league, obviously, and we continue to talk about the growth in popularity, which always, stems back to the game's always been popular. It's just that marketing gets in the way, or lack of marketing, I should say, gets in the way. But always a great thing. Always, there to, be excited for this new franchise. So that's all I have to say about it.
I predict that Kiki Iriafen is going to be the first person drafted by that Warriors WNBA team. I'm predicting that right there.
I don't disagree. I love Kiki, man. Love Kiki Iriafen, man. Love Kiki Iriafen, man.
She deserves that.
Man, I think they got to go Paige.
I mean, if they get number 1.
I mean, right.
Yeah.
Normally expansions don't get the number 1 pick right away. They normally get like 4 or something like that.
That's
so
right. That's why I was like, if they get lucky, you know what I'm saying? Like I doubt it.
Yeah, they're gonna call it rigged. Which honestly, I think that all the new expansion teams should get the top 2 picks. To be honest,
they should. Right.
They should. That'd be dope. Especially
because that prevents like the current team from like intentionally tanking. Like if you're like intentionally tanking, knowing that you're going to get the first pick, like, I mean, now that there's an expansion team coming in, you can't necessarily take because you don't know, the lottery odds has changed,
or at least give them a real lottery, let them be really in a lottery and everything like that. So, give them like the same ping pong balls as like the 3rd worst team in the W, and then just go like that. And if y'all take that idea, we want 75% of the TV revenue. You know what I'm saying? We want the revenue, TV revenue, especially that new one you're getting. So Kdot, I'm in a group chat, right? And I'm looking, and I see a picture that CBS Sports is doing something called "We Need to Talk" at the men's Final Four, but it's hosted by, basically Sarah Kusick, Renee Montgomery, Lisa Leslie, and Swing Cash. Why won't they just move that over to the ladies right there and just have that same conversation on the ladies' side? Why I got to bring them? Especially
because
Lisa
no
Leslie.
one's watching the men's game, so they're trying to bring attention to it. No one cares.
That.
I didn't even know they were playing. Like my friend texted me, "You're not watching the game, bro." I didn't even know they were playing.
Yeah, I listen. I'm totally locked in on women's basketball. I told my friends, I'm like, listen, you want to talk March Madness? We talking women's because I'm locked in. I'm not even watching NBA.
I didn't watch the game because we were potting right now, but my alma mater like put off an upset.
I heard. Shout out to Clemson.
I'm shocked right now. We beat Arizona. Like,
first of all, I didn't even know Clemson was in the tournament.
Yo, I'm shocked right now. I ain't even gonna say it loud to you. Like, it's been 44 years since we've been in the Elite Eight. Yo, like,
that's crazy.
I played in 2006, and we started 18-0 that year, and we didn't even make the thought of it. Like, we made the championship game in the NIT.
Yeah, had that LSU schedule, son.
Nah, like it wasn't even the LSU schedule. Like we scheduled really well that year. It's just that when we got in the gauntlet of the ACC, you got to face Duke, you got to face North Carolina, and then remember Tyler Hansborough was at North Carolina at the time. Ty Lawson was at North Carolina at the time. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's nice.
Fact.
And then on top of that, Virginia Tech was good. Boston College was good. Like they had some squads. Florida State was good that year. Miami was good that year.
Don't try to play Kdot.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy. But shout out to Clemson. I wasn't expecting it, but I'm happy.
I was gonna say, as you can tell, we're clearly not locked in. I have no clue what teams
at all.
I have no clue what teams are even in there.
The only one I've been watching, like, really just sometimes I'll watch play is Zach Edey from Purdue. I like his game. That's why.
They still in there?
Yeah, they're still in there.
I think they play tomorrow, right? I believe they play.
Yeah. And also UConn, they men's team, they won by, I think they won by like 30 today. But last year in the tournament, they won every game by over 10 points. They dominated last year. And they're doing the same thing this year. It's like their 9th win. That's crazy. That's crazy what UConn is doing. See, they got older guys too, like we was talking about in the beginning of the show. Stuff. Veterans matter. Portal matters and stuff like that. All right, so let's do this rapid fire real quick. I'm gonna leave this up to y'all. So we're gonna start with the Elite 8 matchups. Real quick, one word. We ain't got to go into soliloquy about it. One word. South Carolina versus Notre Dame. Who's going to the Final Four?
South Carolina.
All right. NC State versus Texas.
Texas.
Okay. UCLA versus Iowa.
UCLA.
UCLA.
USC versus UConn.
That's gonna be a good game, boy.
Man, forget it. I'm going Juju, man. I'm going USC, man.
USC. Shock the world, Jude. Shock the world.
Please shock the world for all of us.
So our Final Four will be South Carolina versus Texas, UCLA versus that might be a nice one. That might be a nice one right there. That's nice. Some nice picks. They gotta
win the Sweet 16 matchups. Like all of our picks gotta go through the Sweet 16.
Right. I don't see South Carolina losing at all. That's
the only team I'm not worried about.
It's South Carolina, and then there's the field. It's South Carolina, and then there's the field. Like Absolutely. When you have Raven Johnson starting, and you think you got relief when she goes to the bench, but Malaysia Fuwali is coming in.
Yeah.
Come on. Who's a better player, Malaysia or Raven? Who's the better player?
Malaysia is the better player. Let's stop. Let's keep it a beam.
Yeah.
Let's keep it a beam.
I mean, Malaysia is two different styles as well, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We talk about Raven as a tradition. Like Raven is the last of the Mohicans when it comes to like traditional point guard.
Agreed.
Malaysia is the generational point guard that you want on your team if you're starting a franchise. Like, and that's not to say that Raven can't start a franchise either, but at the same time, Raven gets it done, and Malaysia gets it done. South Carolina gets it done. So it's South Carolina versus the field.
Man, I wish I
Daily, because y'all said this was going to be a rebuilding year.
Yeah, she's her best coaching job.
Bro. Y'all got to put some more respect on her name.
Big shout out to Don Staley, man. Big shout out to Don Staley. The Staleys, the whole Staley family is doing it big. Yeah, shout out to my mentor Josh Staley too.
I want to know how that conversation was when Juju told no to Don Staley. I want to be a fly on that wall for that conversation. That'd have been crazy if Juju would have came to SC, son. I wouldn't
like that. I ain't gonna lie.
That would have been crazy.
That
would have been crazy because Don would have definitely listen. As much as we love Don Staley, you think Don Staley would have changed her offense, Juju, or maybe she probably would have still been like, "Yo, all right, this is how it's going to be."
If she let Malaysia cook, she was going to let Juju cook.
I tell you this,
she would. Y'all think she would come off the bench?
No. Juju started.
Nah, Juju.
No, Juju started. She started.
Sorry, I love you, Bree, but Juju, you got it. Juju
started.
The only reason I asked that because she even had Asia Wilson coming off the bench too.
Initially. Juju's listen.
I know that.
Yeah, you're right. Because Asia was the number one. You're right. I understand. But Juju, you gotta start. You gotta start Juju.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's like who's the better high school player then? So we can know who's gonna start. Was Juju a better high school player than Asia? They both was number one, right?
I mean, they played two different
positions.
Yeah.
We're gonna ask the questions that nobody else is.
I would have been better off if you asked if Juju or Joyce, like Juju Joyce.
See, right. I see Joyce starting as a freshman for some reason. I just see it, bro. Like she is the goods. Sometimes you just gotta, So I love Don Staley's program.
Who's she starting for?
I don't know.
Yeah, because of everybody minus Cardoso. Everybody minus Cardoso is coming back, and we don't even know if Cardoso
Fact, she didn't declare yet.
Say anything. She didn't
So
say that. I think she is leaving. Me personally,
too.
I think that she is leaving. So when you subtract Cardoso, but you add Joyce, you're adding more firepower not only to the block, but you're adding more firepower to the wing because she can handle the rock.
Mm-hmm.
She can shoot the rock.
She sure can.
And she has mismatch. She can go in cross matches like anytime she wants. So my thing is like between Bree and Chloe, who's been interchangeable in the starting line. Like Bree has been more consistent as a starter at 3, but like with Tahina coming back, with Raven obviously coming back, they're the backcourt, right? But then like it's between Bree and Chloe. Like in my opinion, and I know we're really jumping the gun talking about next year,
right?
But like when you're talking about talent like Joyce Edwards, like that's very, very tough. And maybe Dawn does stick to her ground and say, "No, I've done it with Malaysia. I'm going to do it with you this year. I'm going to do it with you in 2024, 2025. We don't know yet, but I don't know. That's tough if Juju were to come to Columbia. That would have been crazy. That would have been crazy. That would have been super tough.
All right. Speaking of this too, right? Because you talking about Cardoza might not be coming back, might go, whatever. Yo, so we saw that Georgia Amore has said goodbye to Virginia Tech today.
Yes,
but she didn't declare for the WNBA draft. So are we talking about
they have
her?
How many days left to declare? Like 6?
Monday.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
So what about this? Is she think she going to? Because Georgia, she's not in her. This is her 4th year. She still got. She can come back, right?
She can. Yeah, she has eligibility.
Yeah. So you think that she might follow Coach Kenny Brooks, who went to Kentucky? You know, Kentucky coach.
I don't know.
Then I'm hearing things like Shaq as well, going in the portal, going to Kentucky.
I don't know because me personally, I have her projected going 6 to the Washington Mystics because they need a point guard, and I think that Georgia Amore would be a solid point guard for them. That's just me personally. But with her saying her farewell to Virginia Tech and not declaring for the WNBA draft, that's really, really tough. Like, is she going to take her talents down to Lexington with Kenny Brooks, or is she going to? I mean, she's Australian, so I don't know how much of a connection she does have with Coach Kenny Brooks, which I do think they do have a pretty good connection because of the development that he instilled on her. But maybe she, spreads her wings elsewhere and maybe think about going somewhere else for a graduate COVID year. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully, I hope she declares because I really hope that she gets chosen by Washington. Obviously, my mock draft is like way different than everybody else's, but that's an interesting piece to think about.
Yeah, Dave said NIL money in Kentucky too. They do be giving the bag out and stuff. I don't know what INL means, but I guess you mentioned NIL.
Tell him to chill out, Uncle Dave.
Oh, that's your uncle.
It's all it is image, name, and likeness. That's all it is.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I don't know. I think, but if she stays, does it drop her draft stock?
Yeah. Me personally, and again, she stays. Like, she has a better chance of declaring this year in getting the talks of making it in the first round than coming back and trying again in 2020. 2025 have a ton of guards.
Yeah, they do. They're guard heavy.
Like they're incredibly guard heavy. So like me personally, if I was maybe an agent or somebody in her circle, she should declare and definitely get that first round possibility. Because again, she's either going first round or she's going to be one of the first or second people out of the second round. And that's just that's just me based off of my evaluation of her.
All right, well, let's close the show out, man. We've been here for like an hour and 50 minutes. We're supposed to be here for an hour, but conversation is the conversation, man, you know. But thank you for listening to us, man. Thank you for tapping into the 9450, our special college edition of Brackets and Buckets. And don't forget to follow us, you know what I'm saying, at the 9450 on Twitter. Instagram is the 9450 _. Same thing on TikTok, the 9450 _, and as well as YouTube at the 9450. I'm Daniel Artest. Kdot right there. Lolo right there with the Laker gear on and stuff. Hold on. What was them comments saying about you today, Lauren? Before we
now you want to go to the comments.
Because the comments was crazy.
They said DeJounte Murray got 44 points, but he shot 44 times.
Oh, shoot. A point.
Let it
go. A point per attempt.
That's crazy. 44 shots is crazy. Come on, man. That's crazy. Oh, yeah. Big Meech said that you was in Lakers' good graces because you got the gear on today.
Yeah, Big Meech probably gone, but shout out to my guy. He always supports.
And this person, all his Laker gear for a first
round.
That's
burning. That's his Twitter, and then he hopped on Facebook to troll.
Oh.
That's crazy. For the people that weren't here in the beginning, I said, y'all know I'm critical of my Lakers, but they're on a 5-game win streak, and they just came back without LeBron from 19 down in the fourth quarter. So I got to show him love because I show him hate more than love most of the time.
Did you wear that in LA? Was you on Runyon Canyon with that on?
With a wool hat?
I don't know. You a Laker fan. Y'all would do Laker fans do Laker things, man.
I did have a hoodie though in LA. I did have
shout out to Big Baby. Hey, Kdot, did I ever tell you how I met Big Baby before we go?
Nah.
I had to drop off Ron's massage thing. You know those them leg massages that they wearing? I had to drop that off to Ron, right? So why I'm getting out the car to drop this off to Ron, this dude, Big Baby, getting hauled out by security at this Lakers event and stuff. He's like, yo, I snuck in. He was like, oh, I'm Big Baby Jonathan and stuff. Yo.
Yo.
Hey, but that's legendary.
Shout out to Big Baby Jonathan.
How ballsy is it to sneak in? That's legendary, bro.
This dude, Big Baby, crazy, man. I love him, man. That's my guy right there, man. That's my guy right there.
Big Baby Jonathan, man. That's the homie. That's the
homie right there. But yeah, like I said, yo, follow us. We'll be back. Well, Kdot actually will be back. Well, we're gonna preview the Final Four national championship game. So we'll
definitely preview it.
Yeah.
And then I'll be back with the reactions, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. And
shout out to my man Vic too. My man Vic is going to be on the reaction show. He won't be on he won't be on the preview show, but he'll definitely be on the reaction.
Okay. So yeah, definitely. Shout out to Vic, the homie right there too as well. So yeah, and if anything else pop up, then we'll jump on and do something or whatever. But for the most part, thank you for listening to us. Y'all be safe. We out. Peace.